All right, boys and girls, we have our unnamed beer out here, so which means we got projects going on in the garage, and here's the new thing we're going to be adding to the car. Now, that new addition is probably one of the coolest things I think you could put on a turbo car, and that is going to be the N2MB two-step watt box. Now, what this is going to be able to do is allow us to hit some boost off the line. We're going to be on two-step. We're going to set it for about 3,500, 4,000 RPM. These drag radials don't really like anything above that, even on launching on the street. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get into it. We're going to go ahead and install this thing. I'll show you where I installed it, where I actually mounted the box, and the method that I used to install it. Now, another really cool addition to this box is it's going to add the fact that we can do no-lift shifting. That's going to be awesome. All right, boys and girls, and as of right now, it looks like a hot mess. We've already got a couple of wires run through, but of course we got a ground here. This goes to the clutch pedal. These two right here go to ECU pinouts, and obviously those diagrams are on the N2MB website. Now, this is where I mounted the box, right in here. Just screwed her right into there. Boom, here's our laptop hookup, and we'll be able to go that route with it. Now, I will say one thing. While installing the red and orange wires, now I do know on the instructions on the N2MB website, it says a red wire, which is at pin 34 on the C133 connector under the hood. Now, this wire goes to power the coils. The thing I noticed is on my 2000, that wire is not red. Now, that power source is still at power, it's at pin 34. But it's not a red wire. So if you run into this, notice that on my car particularly, it's a white wire with a blue stripe that runs to all the coils. And now I did double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that was the right wire. I'm like, look, this thing should be red. That's what the instructions say. It is not. I checked every coil. This wire is the actual power wire for the coils. It is a white wire with a blue stripe. Now, that's on my 2000. So on yours, from 96 to 04, these instructions are good for. It may actually be a red wire. So just be cautious of that. Make sure you're cutting the right wire, because these two wires are going to splice in between the coil. And technically, those two wires are what makes the magic happen. Now, another thing I want to note as well. Today is December 30th, so tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I would like to have this done. I mean, it may not be, but I'd like to have it done for some possible fireworks for New Year's Eve, so we'll see. Now, you can also see where I ran that orange and red wire through. I ran it through that grommet, and here is that pin number 34 on here. You can kind of see right there, white wire, blue stripe. So we're going to be soldering these connections right here. Now, I will say that the colors in the instructions do match the plugs. Sometimes I've seen where people have said, like, hey, the plug wires don't match the wires on the N2MB. On this one, they do. So the red wire is going to go towards the C133 connector. The orange wire is going to be the power wire going to the actual coils. All right, so now we've got the wire cut, we've got it soldered, and heat shrink is all done. Now we're going to take it and put it back into the factory loom. And I mean, to be honest with you, that's probably the main step I'm really going to show during the install, because that's really the only wire that I saw that really varied. Every other wire color and everything is there per the N2MB instructions for the 96 to 04 cars. But please, guys, if I can give you one word of advice, just heat shrink and actually solder. Don't be that guy. Don't be the Billy Earl and be like, hey, just, we're going to just take the wire and crimp it together, or we're going to take the wire and we're just going to twist it together and put some electrical tape around it. Yeah, it'll probably work, but for how long, who knows? But man, you're going to run into some trouble if you do, and you're not going to know where to start with your stuff. So make sure your connections are good. Just do it right the first time and you won't regret it. Take your time, do it right. Now, it might seem odd, but that's going to actually wrap the video up. My main focus on this video was to actually show everyone that the pinouts may be the same, but the wire colors may not be. And I want to make sure that to clear that confusion up, because per instructions for anything that anyone installs on a vehicle, a lot of people go by the book on those instructions, and I want to show you that sometimes you have to stray from that and you actually have to do the investigative work on your own to make sure you're actually doing it properly. So that was the main key for this video. It's not, you know, hey, we're going to go out here and do this and do that, blah, blah, blah. It was mainly to inform everyone that, hey, you know what? There are some differences from these years and these model years. So that was the whole point. And I don't want you guys tearing your cars up. These things are getting rare. They're getting very expensive. Parts are hard to find. So if I want you, I mean, if you're going to cut on a wiring harness and this and that to do this, you may not find another one locally anyway that will repair it. So guys, be diligent, have fun, get out in the garage, build something, stay busy, have a purpose. Now don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.